A community-based and social organization for members and their families, the Stentorians are a respected firefighter association in the county of Los Angeles.
And the Stentorians, they were formed because of the inequities that occurred in the fire service.
The fact of the matter is when you go back to the 50s, and I talked to a lot of those members that formed this organization, half the members just said, Daryl, we just did it to survive.
This organization was founded to be a support for African Americans in the fire service, so that there is still a need for us to support each other because there's still issues that happen within the fire service and in these fire stations.
When I got on the job, I came over to this location and they guided me as far as what I needed to do.
We need an organization like this that we can bond with our members, that we can pass information on.
When we band together as a unit, we speak loudly, our voices are heard.
Founded in 1954 to address discrimination and segregation challenges in the city's fire department, the Stentorians have a rich history of commitment, dedication, and service.
In those days, black firefighters were only allowed to work in 2 fire stations, a couple spots in the Fire Prevention Bureau, and at the shops. After the Brown v. Board of Education landmark decision was handed down by the Supreme Court in '54, the country started to move toward integration.
The black firefighters are coming, their problem is a cultural shock for them because now they were being taken out of their environment and now they're around all whites, and that is a bit of a shocker.
Racism has not gone away in the society or in the country, and it definitely hasn't gone away in the fire service. So anytime an issue arises, the Stentorians is right there spot on to assist, bring advice, remedies, solutions, address those issues so we can have equality and harmony in the fire service. And that's what we strive to do.
Celebrating the selection of one of their own as fire chief, Daryl Osby, a former Stentorian president, was appointed to fire chief in 2011.
When Chief Osby promoted to the rank of captain, I was his paramedic at Fire Station 11. So it's just been a joy to watch.
We know that he understands our plight, and we understand that because we know him, that he's an honest man, he's going to do what's right.
It's motivational to me, and I'm happy to be a part of. I worked with that guy when he was a fireman, and now he's running things.
I've known Chief Osby ever since he came on the department. I've seen him mature, evolve, and it's for us on the county level, it's kind of like having Obama up top.
For Daryl, Chief Osby to become chief of the fire department was great. He was a great paramedic. He's been great at every position that he's held. I'm so proud of him to make the chief of Los Angeles County.
Many of us didn't ever think that we'd see an African-American president, much less 5 African-American fire chiefs, all in one large county.
I would just like to say to all the memberships, we have a motto as African Americans in the fire service from the International Association of Black Professional Firefighters, and the motto is all that I am, I owe. I live internally in the red. And that means that someone came before you that enabled you to have opportunities that you have today. As I sit here, I can look at some of these pictures on this wall or look at the International and look at those that came before me and understand the history of African Americans in the fire service and really appreciate their contributions and their sacrifices.
Through dedicated service to the communities in which they work, the LA County Stentorians give back in numerous ways.
When you have a black engine company in a black community, you can see how it just uplifts the whole community. It represents them.
We're asked to, do job fairs. We do free CPR here on every second Saturday of the month. We do an annual CPR drive, which we co-host with American Heart Association.
We have an annual toy drive. I chair that. I've been chairing that for the last 8-9 years. And that's really rewarding. We do it in the neighborhood. And to see the kids, to put a smile on the faces of children that are less fortunate.
And I've been able to volunteer for Christmas toy drives,
and give back by mentoring younger firefighter candidates through the Stentorians Center. So professionally it's helped me, and then personally it's helped me by helping me give back to the community as well.
We also work with our elected officials in our communities to assist them, and we provide the knowledge that is necessary for folks to learn more about the fire service, how to prepare themselves in the event of a natural disaster, earthquake, fire, flood, what have you.
Understanding the need for good role models, the Stentorians participate in activities to encourage and inspire youth.
It's very important to start to reach out to the kids when they're very small. There's other programs available as they get older, like Explorer programs, that actually brings them into the fire station. They're allowed to have hands-on training with the actual equipment that fire personnel uses.
I like the fact that we have an Explorer post here that gains access for the young adults that want to or have interest in the fire service. And by being here, I'm able to help facilitate that, because they meet here on a weekly basis.
What we're finding is when we're talking to kids in these high schools and elementary, they have so many different issues and they can't even think about becoming a firefighter. That's not their reality, because they're hungry, because they don't have a mom or father at home.
Find kids that don't have fathers, but you see them hanging around. Well, what's going on in school? Well, we're having a show me day. Well, or bring your dad to work day. Well, what you did? Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Hey man, we'll come hang, we'll come represent.
That we continue to support programs that enrich our children, that empower our kids in the communities, because there are many, even still today, even in these times, when you can quite possibly see 3 or 4 African-American firefighters riding in the same fire engine. There are still young children out there today who don't think that this is a job that they can do.
To be there with the public and see the kids' faces that appreciate what we do is wonderful.
Now we're starting a pilot program at John Muir High School in Pasadena, where we're going to be doing a mentoring program there with high school students. So we have a host of activities that we get involved with.
Expanding their footprint in the county and abroad, the Stentorians' humanitarian services have grown.
Currently, we're involved in a humanitarian mission with Haiti, where we go down. This year will be our 2nd year. Last year in 2012, we donated our ambulance here. And I'm proud to say that now it's being used in the country of Haiti to transport injured people to the hospital.
When Haiti had their incident, they went out and helped the Haitians, and they're going back to provide fire service to them, to train their fire service on how to do their job correctly.
We've got a fire engine that's been donated from Compton Fire Department, and we've arranged to have the fire engine refurbished through the support of LA Trade Tech.
Consisting of over 400 men and women, both active and retired, sworn and non-sworn, throughout the Southern California area, the Los Angeles County Stentorians have a diverse and dynamic membership.
The fire service is a microcosm of society. We have all walks of life, all ethnic groups that are employed here in our department.
We have African-American paramedics on our helicopter crews. We have African-Americans in our hazardous materials units. We have African-American lifeguards in this department. We have African-American in our Homeland Security section. So we are in places that perhaps in the past we would not have been. So some of these boundaries or barriers have come down.
Right now I'm a paramedic. My next step would be engineer. And I'm going to start pursuing that as soon as possible.
This is the most diverse county in the nation, if not the world, as it relates to ethnicity. So I believe that it's important to have diversity throughout the ranks to ensure that we're providing the best possible service to our businesses and our citizens in this county.
Committed to advancing the progression of its members, the Stentorians offer numerous services to the organization.
So once I had the opportunity to advance, to take the captain's exam, and even the engineers, had individuals who volunteered their time They've come down to the center and reached out to those members and said, hey, we're going to have a study group, we're going to have a retreat, we're going to get you guys ready or make things available for you and get you ready for this next promotional process.
They would call me, and I'm sure they would do other firefighters. Washington, when are you going to promote? Washington, you need to leave that firefighter spot and bump up to make room for new recruits.
My biggest thing that I'm into because of the way I came on was recruitment. And they've got firefighter preparation classes that I've taught before. They've got firefighter workout programs, which basically you get a group of individuals who strive to be firefighters just like you, and you bring them in for a 6-week process where you teach them how to exercise, you take them out and run, and then the second half of the program, you bring them into the classroom and you teach them about the fire service.
Active both on the job and off, the Stentorians appreciate the time they share together.
Yeah, we like to get our party on. My barbecue is usually held in the summertime every year. It's a good day in the park with the members, so we look forward to that.
And to see the members come together and have fun and kind of get away from work and just, let the hair down and have fun. It's a wonderful event.
And then we have our Ebony Reunion, and that takes place at African American Firefighter Museum, where we get our retired members together and they, tell old stories and, reminisce and see each other. So they really look forward to that, and I'm happy that that's something that we continue to host for them.
And then we talk the same old stories about the challenges that we faced and went through as firefighters.
And to go to a dance or to go to a function it just makes you feel like you're appreciated.
Promotional Luncheon is an event that we have every year where we recognize all of the members that have been promoted within the last year. But we invite the Board of Supervisors out and our fire chief and their families, and we present them with a plaque in honor of their promotion.
As members of the International Association of Black Professional Firefighters, the LA County Stentorians value the magnitude of the organization.
The majority of the African Americans in the fire service are part of the Stentorian organization, but we would like to see total solidarity and have all African Americans join the fire service, the Stentorians of the organization.
I think there's definitely benefits in this organization, whether it affects you directly or indirectly. And I think for those that are not members, don't understand the sacrifices of those that came before us.
The name Stentorian means to have a loud voice. So knowing that I'm a Stentorian, I have a loud voice, and if there's anything that I see unjust, I can I can take a stance and know that I will be heard.
But just being able to know that someone down the line, I could be there to help coach them, to help them achieve their goals, it makes it all worthwhile and makes it a lot more enjoyable coming to work every day.
So I want to give back and make sure the other members coming up as Stentorians are given that opportunity and given the tools that they need to advance.
But the fire service has been very rewarding, and I don't mean in terms of a lot of money, but in terms of what it has done for me internally and personally. It has been very rewarding.
I love being a Stentorian. I love the organization. My fellow brothers and sisters in the Stentorians, they're like family to me. Like I said, I've been a member for 29 years, and I plan on being a lifetime member.
Honoring the legacy and tradition of those who came before them, the LA County Stentorians salute the past and look forward to the future.
It's very important to preserve our legacy. We don't want to be forgotten. We can't be forgotten. It's too easy to sweep us under the rug.
Seeing persons like Arnett Hartsfield, we see the struggles that they've gone through, and then to see how far and how advanced we have come as a minority in the fire service.
One day someone will look at us and evaluate how did we contribute to this fire service and what did we do to make it better. When you think about it, we have the opportunity to define our history and our contributions today.
And you finally see a black captain or now black chiefs. Oh, okay, there's another family member. There's another person like me.
We have an obligation to bring others in. We have an obligation to help others, not only in terms of entry level, but in terms of retention and of promotion. And we need to hold each other up on our shoulders. And that is the legacy as African Americans we should have in the fire service at large.
It's just great being a black fireman.